Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome United States Senator Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, we decided to cut it at that point, but that went on for a little bit. Lindsey Graham not receiving a warm welcome from that crowd. That's a Trump rally. It's in South Carolina. He's been invited by Donald Trump to speak, and he has defended Donald Trump day after day for years. None of that has bought him any support whatsoever. These people hate his guts, Francesca. What do you think?
I mean, you can't win. You're never gonna win. So why have you been trying? I mean, Lindsey Graham, doesn't he have a book he wants to write? I guess he's still currently in office, so this is the problem. You have to lick Trump's boots until you decide you're no longer, gaining your money by being a politician, and then you can again write your little book. So yeah, he's got to keep licking the boots. He has to keep twisting himself into pretzel knots to just defend Donald Trump. It doesn't matter what it is. The one thing Lindsey Graham, I'm trying to think, and like the daylight between Lindsey Graham and Donald Trump has been about Ukraine, right? Like Lindsey Graham believes we should be supporting Ukrainian aid. He's not Marjorie Taylor Greene, he's not Boebert. Ted Cruz, push comes to shove, I don't know where he comes down on Ukraine. But yeah, this is a crowd, just like with Mike Pence, just like with anyone who's ever said anything bad about Donald Trump, which I don't know, John, I guess I'm wondering, like, what's he said bad?
He's been super defensive about January 6th. I don't think he's been buying literally any of the classified document stuff. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that if all of you were to run out there and to Google, you couldn't find something where he had criticized him. But I think that by and large, the story of the last few years has been unwavering support for Donald Trump. Like, honestly, I don't remember the topic, but I am pretty sure that Lindsey Graham has come to tears on Fox News in defense of Donald Trump. Does anyone else remember that out there? I'm pretty sure that he multiple times was crying. So we will have to look that up. But just at this point, it's not like I'm not defending Lindsey Graham because Lindsey Graham is secretly great. No, he is terrible, but he's their kind of terrible. So at this point, what does he have to do? What do you have to do to be accepted by these people?
Yeah, but I do think, like, driving that distinction between the Matt Gaetz, the Marjorie Greene, the Lauren Boebert, right? The people who are just complete MAGA worms. Like, that's all they are. It's all they've ever wanted to be. They will do and say anything. They'll, support insurrectionists. Between that and Graham and even Ted Cruz, although he was voting against certifying the election, like, there's still a difference, right? They still see Lindsey Graham as somehow a rhino, right? They're afraid that Lindsey Graham will flip on Donald Trump when it's convenient, right? I mean, there's a reason Mitch McConnell won't be speaking at a rally, even though Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump agree on 99% of things.
Yeah. And of the most consequential stuff that they actually care about, tax cuts, deregulation, all that, they agree 100%.
Yes.
By the way, I looked it up, and at first I thought, I was wrong, because I found it a reference to Lindsey Graham breaking down in tears over people criticizing Herschel Walker. But don't worry, he's got tears for days. That was a different thing. He also broke down, I believe this was twice, 2 different days, crying about the indictment of Donald Trump. I think this was the first indictment, but he was begging people to donate money to Donald Trump's legal defense. He was in tears because he thought Donald Trump, a literal billionaire, would not have enough money to legally defend himself. Again, and that is not enough to get these people to support you. Now, that was when he was called up to speak. Now, you also have Donald Trump speaking and referencing Lindsey Graham. Take a look at this.
You can make mistakes on occasion. Even Lindsey down here, Senator Lindsey Graham, we love Senator Graham. We're gonna love him. We're gonna love him. I know, it's half and half, but when I need some of those liberal votes, he's always there to help me get them, okay? We got some pretty liberal people, but he's good. He's good. And again, Senator Lindsey Graham, who is really I'm gonna have to work I'm gonna have to work on these people. I'm gonna have to. All right. He's there. He's there when you need him. He's there when you need him. I'm gonna get him straightened up. Do you mind if I come here and campaign a little bit for you? I'll tell you what. He was one of my earliest endorsements right from the go, and I appreciate it very much. I appreciate it, Liz.
Okay. At the end there, he was speaking like a rational person. It's true, Lindsey Graham was one of his first endorsements, and he wasn't doing the voice finally. Don't do the voice. He was just saying, he endorsed me and I appreciate it. He spoke like a normal, rational person. Look, the overall theme of that was supportive towards Lindsey Graham, but he was negging him constantly.
Yeah.
How does Lindsey Graham, if he has any self-esteem whatsoever, not just stand up, double, give the bird to Donald Trump and march off the stage, and that's it. You just take your tens of millions of dollars you've made through your corrupt, years as senator, and then that's it. The dude is just openly mocking you. He's a liberal. Lindsey Graham is a liberal.
No,
He's sometimes there. We need to work him over. Jesus, man, that was terrible.
First of all, Trump is a roast comic. We all know that. And he did it on purpose because he thought it was funny that Lindsey Graham was getting booed. So he just wanted to point and say, little Lindsey Graham, my boy Lindsey, and then just hear the boos and soak it in. And this is the thing about our corporate duopoly. They would rather have a fascist like Donald Trump, so long as they get to keep writing off their private jets, so long as they keep on getting the tax breaks, so long as unions don't gain any power in this country. They would rather hand their dick and balls on over to Donald Trump every day so he can keep in a little coin purse on his side. And seriously though, this is, for a party that's so concerned about masculinity, man, they are some beta dudes. That's all this is. And it's terrifying that they would rather have someone who openly mocks them, who calls, that's a mob, right? He's entertaining his mob right now. He's entertaining his crowd, but all it takes is another January 6th, and Lindsey Graham is on the chopping block. Like Lindsey Graham is,
a literal chopping block.
A literal chopping block, an actual, shoot, and so it's scary. Like it's funny and scary. I've never been so terrified and entertained at the same time. Thus is the Donald Trump era.
Did you make a sound effect for a guillotine? Is that what that was? A little shoop.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're joking, but it would be just as easy for the rioters to be yelling, hang Lindsey Graham, hang Lindsey Graham. They're out of their mind. And you're right, he is accepting it. Many of them accept this sort of thing. Some of them criticize Trump a little bit, kind of, but most of them would be perfectly happy for him to be president once again.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.